Welcome into Bengals Breakdown by Chat Sports. I am Tom Downey. Here's what's coming up on today's show. We're going to break down my post-minicamp, pre-training camp, still kind of way too early, 53-man roster projection for the Cincinnati Bengals with one cheat that you will see later on in the video. Before we get going, we need our help, your help, to continue to grow this channel. So here's what I'm asking. I want all of you guys to share today's video. Now, you can do that on Facebook. You can text it to a buddy, whatever. If you do it on Twitter and you tag me in said video, I will follow you. I'm on Twitter at WhatGoingDowney, so go share it right now. Let's begin with the quarterback room, and I'm only going to go with two here. Obviously, Joe Burrow, and then I've got Trevor Siemian beating out Jake Browning for the quarterback 2 job. Now, the NFL has adjusted their rules this season, allowing teams to carry a third quarterback on the game day active roster without it counting, but it does so, of course, count against your 53-man roster. I don't think you'll see every single team carry a third on the active roster. You'll probably see a bunch of teams at least carry one on the practice squad. I didn't think Jake Browning was really worth carrying that much, so I didn't put him on there. What do you think? Will the Bengals carry 3 quarterbacks this year? Y for yes or N for no in the comment section. Let's go to running back. And this is either, I think, 3 or 4 is the magic number here. Joe Mixon, Trayveon Williams, Chase Brown. And I did go ahead and include Chase Evans. I don't think every roster projection has him out there. He was kind of like the 52nd, 53rd guy I put on the roster projection. Will come down to special teams. And I do think Evans has value in that area. Let's go to wide receivers. And I went light here. I had considered doing, 3 or doing 6 instead of 5. Jamar Chase, T. Higgins, Tyler Boyd. I think Andrei Iosivas and Charlie Jones are all roster locks. And if Iosivas can show, hey, he can be a key gunner on special teams, he can do actual wide receiver things in year 1 as well, then maybe you only need 5. There are several quality options for wide receiver 6. Trent Taylor, Trenton Irwin, and Stanley Morgan. Morgan actually played a bunch of special teams. I think that team's role will come down to that last spot, or will be the deciding factor, I should say, in that final spot. In the end, I went with Chris Evans over some of those other wide receivers, but I'm not confident in it. There will be changes, of course, between now and the regular season, so I wouldn't rule out any of those 3 receivers making it this year. Tight end, not a great room maybe. Irv Smith, roster. I think Drew Sample makes it too. And I went with Devin Asiasi over Tanner Hudson. I don't feel immensely confident in that grouping. I also wouldn't be shocked if the Bengals added another veteran, maybe around roster cutdown time. If somebody gets cut, maybe they claim somebody once cuts are made. Rest of the offense and, of course, the defense still to go, but we have a good feel for the overall Bengals roster, the 30, 40 guys that are roster locks already. Give us a good feel for what the Bengals will be this year, a Super Bowl contender. So predict the Bengals record for me in the comment section, specifically at the pinned comments of today's video. If an ad comes here on YouTube, cool. Ignore the ad, head down there, and go vote. Let's go to the Bengals offensive line here. Orlando Brown is next up. He's the left tackle. Cordell Volson at left guard. Ted Karras at center. Alex Cappa at right guard. Jonah Williams at right tackle. And I actually went 10 deep here, which is, I think it's a really good group. Jackson Karman, at least depth-wise. Max Scharping, Trey Hill, Hakeem Adeniji, and Dante Smith. I almost found a way to include Jackson Kirkland. Didn't go that route. You'll see I've got Lael Collins on here as in the carrot symbol up there on the PUP list. Collins is coming off a knee injury in Week 16, which he tore 3 ligaments. I think there's a good chance he's not ready to go in Week 1. He'll start the year on the PUP list, at least missed a few weeks. So you'll see him on other roster projections. If he's healthy, he's going to make it, I think. I think you want the depth there. Maybe that means someone like, Trey Hill, Scharping, Adeniji, whatever, or even Smith ended up getting cut. Did not have Cody Ford, by the way, making my roster projections. I think he's on the outside looking in, at least for now. We will have more Bengals videos for you all throughout June, July, August, the preseason, the games, the stuff that we care about the most. So make sure you guys are subscribed. Hit that sub button right now, youtube.com/BengalsTV for more free Bengals videos. Let's go to the defensive line. I went 5 deep here. DJ Reader, BJ Hill, Zach Carter, all going to make it. I think Josh Tupou ends up making it as well. I kind of like Jay Tufele over some of the other guys that like a Gunter, etc. Not overly confident in that last defensive tackle spot. It was the last player I had on the defensive side to make it. Let's go to the edge rushing group now. Your defensive ends, your stand-up outside linebackers, whatever you want to group them under edges. Trey Hendrickson, Sam Hubbard, Miles Murphy, Joseph, I think they all make the team. Cam Sample, I think, makes it as well as some added depth along the defensive line. That does mean Terrell Basham, one of the more notable cuts at that defensive end pass rushing spot. Folks, Bengals hats are on sale. Head over to chatsports.com/Bengals hats. You can get a ton of variety in styles and colors and different looks on the Bengals hat side of it. You can get the Joe Burrow style headband, or even my favorite deal that the Fanatics site offers, the t-shirt hat combo. Get yours today, chatsports.com/Bengals hats. Link will be in the comment section and in the description of today's show. Let's move to the linebacking core for the Bengals. I went 5 deep here. Logan Wilson, Jermaine Pratt, Akeem Davis-Gaither. I put both Joe Bacci and Marcus Bailey on this roster. I think that's kind of more special teams depth than anything. Maybe Bacci. Maybe they'll only go 4 deep at inside linebacker, but I still think you want added depth, and there's a big special teams impact from that perspective as well. Lots of different routes you could go here. But who is the best player on the Bengals roster? Is it Joe Burrow? Is it Jamar Chase? Do you want to go crazy dark horse like Logan Wilson or, heck, maybe even my guy DJ Reader? Probably not, but it's probably Chase or Burrow. So who is it? Go vote for me in the comment section right now. To the cornerback room we go. I've got Chidobe Awuzie, no surprise there. No pup list for him. I think he'll be healthy in plenty of time, frankly, for week 1. Cam Taylor-Britt, Mike Hilton. I think DJ Turner is also a roster lock. Then there's some interesting potential battles. I went with Allen George, who this team clearly likes, and 7th-round rookie DJ Ivey over players like a Sidney Jones IV. There's actually some really intriguing cornerback depth on this Bengals roster. I went 6 deep. I couldn't find a way to get 7 in there, knowing I went 5 deep at safety. Daxton Hill, Nick Scott, Tyson Anderson, Jordan Battle. I all feel pretty good about those guys making the roster. Then I did include Michael Thomas. You could talk me into Sidney Jones over Michael Thomas if you needed to, but I do think the Bengals would like to carry a little bit extra safety depth. Plus, Michael Thomas has been around this team for a while. I think this coaching staff has a tendency to trust those guys pretty heavily. Finally, the special teamers, of course, Evan McPherson, not going anywhere. I do have Brad Robbins winning that punter battle over Drew Krishman. I think that'll be, they drafted him, right? They want him to be the guy. Cal Adamatis as well, the long snapper for Cincinnati. All right, that is it for our roster projections. Did not do practice squad this time. We'll do it on a future video, I suppose. If you made it to the end of the video, you guys are a real one, and I really appreciate you. Type in Who Day for me in the comment section right now.